Have you ever noticed how much noise surrounds us today? Not just the noise of traffic, phones, and crowded streets, but the noise inside our own minds. Thoughts talking endlessly, worries stacking one over another, regrets from the past and fears about the future playing on repeat. Our minds rarely rest. Here is a simple truth many people forget. An overthinking mind is like muddy water. No matter how hard you look, you cannot see anything clearly. Only when the water becomes still does it reflect the truth. Today's story is about a man who learned this lesson the hard way. A man who discovered the quiet power of a calm mind and how that calm changed everything in his life. Once upon a time, in a small peaceful town resting near green hills, there lived a man named Michael. Michael was known as a hard-working and honest man. He owned a small furniture shop in the town's main market. Every morning, before the sun fully rose, Michael unlocked his shop. And every night, long after others had gone home, he closed it. His hands were strong from years of work, his furniture carefully crafted, and his reputation respectable. But while his shop was organized, his mind was not. Inside Michael's head, there was constant noise. He worried about unpaid bills. He worried about losing customers. He worried about competitors opening bigger shops. He worried about mistakes he made years ago and conversations he wished he could undo. At night, when the town fell asleep, Michael lay awake staring at the ceiling. His mind replayed every problem again and again. He thought so much that his body felt tired, and his thoughts refused to rest. Many nights, he whispered to himself, "If only I could stop my thoughts for a moment." One afternoon, after an especially stressful week, Michael received terrible news. His biggest client, someone who provided most of his income, had decided to move their business elsewhere. Michael's hands began to shake. His chest felt tight. His head pounded as if it might burst. The walls of the shop felt smaller, closing in on him. He walked to the back of the shop, sat down on an old wooden stool, and buried his face in his hands. In a broken voice, he whispered, "Why does my life feel like it's spinning out of control?" At that moment, the soft sound of footsteps echoed through the shop. An old man named Mr. Robert entered. He was a regular visitor who often stopped by for tea and quiet conversation. His hair was white, his movements slow, and his eyes carried a calm wisdom. Seeing Michael's pale face, Mr. Robert asked gently, "What troubles you, my friend?" Michael sighed deeply and said, "My mind never stops, sir. I try to solve everything, but the more I think, the worse it becomes. I feel trapped inside my own thoughts." Mr. Robert smiled softly, not with pity, but understanding. "Come with me tomorrow morning," he said. "I want to show you something." The next morning, as the sun rose, Michael followed Mr. Robert up the hill behind the village. Birds chirped softly, and the air felt cool and fresh. They reached a small pond hidden among trees. The water was perfectly still, reflecting the blue sky and the branches above like a mirror. Mr. Robert picked up a stick and stirred the water. Instantly, the reflection disappeared. Mud and ripples took over the surface. He turned to Michael and said, "This pond is your mind. When it is calm, it reflects life clearly. But when it is disturbed by endless thoughts, all you see is confusion." They stood silently as the ripples slowly faded. The water settled. The reflection returned. In that quiet moment, something shifted inside Michael. From that day on, Michael began visiting the pond every morning. He sat there quietly, breathing deeply, watching the water. At first, it felt impossible. Thoughts rushed in work, money, the future, fear. His mind resisted silence. But he remembered Mr. Roberts' words. Don't fight your thoughts. Let them pass like clouds. Slowly, day by day, Michael noticed changes. His mornings became calmer. His words softer. His reactions slower but wiser. Problems still came, but they no longer controlled him. Months later, disaster struck. One night, Michael's shop caught fire. People rushed through the streets, shouting his name. Everyone expected him to collapse in panic and despair. But when they arrived, they found Michael sitting calmly outside, watching the flames rise into the night sky. A friend shouted in disbelief, "How can you be so calm? You've lost everything." Michael looked at the fire and smiled gently. "I've lost wood and nails," he said. "Not my peace. I can rebuild the shop, but not if I lose my mind." That night, people witnessed a different kind of strength. Not the strength of muscles, but the strength of a calm mind. In the months that followed, Michael rebuilt his shop. This time, with patience instead of panic, with kindness instead of fear. His business grew again, stronger than before. Soon, people came not just to buy furniture, but to seek his advice. "How did you stay calm through everything?" they asked. Michael would take them to the same pond and say, "When your mind is calm, you can see solutions even in chaos." So remember this, my friend. Life will keep throwing stones into your pond. Waves will rise. Water will shake. But if you remain calm, your reflection, your truth, will always return. A calm mind doesn't mean a life without problems. It means a mind strong enough not to drown in them. If this story touched your heart, remember, peace is already inside you, waiting for silence to set it free. Thank you for listening to Dailies with English. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe because one calm story can change a noisy life. Is KO pure Unami convert Kren?